Welcome to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. I hope everyone is staying safe and warm tonight because we are expecting a huge blizzard. I'm hearing up to 18 inches of snow from what the Weather Channel has dubbed Winter Storm Stella. And for the latest on the storm, let's go to the Weather Channel's Jim Cantore. Thanks, Jim. You stay safe out there. You'd think he'd be wearing a winter coat or something like that. It was very surprising he's dressed that way. Quick reminder to everybody who may not know this, the Weather Channel has no authority to name anything. They are not part of the government. In fact, I have as much authority to name things as they do. So, because we're expecting 18 inches of snow, even though just last week it was 60 degrees, I'm calling this Winter Storm Crazy Balls. Yeah. That's much more likely.
Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
Speaking of crazy balls, the GOP's health care plan came out last week. So far, it is popular with everyone except doctors, hospitals, the insurance industry, patients, the elderly, Democrats, Republicans, and what's the word? Mortals. Yeah. They said they're mortals. They need so much care. And this just happened. This afternoon, the Congressional Budget Office released its official analysis of the GOP's health care bill, and they found that 24 million Americans will lose coverage under the plan. Now, okay.
Wow.
But keep in mind, that's 24 million people by 2026. And without health insurance, a lot of those people won't live that long anyway. Yesterday, Speaker of the House and personal trainer who high-fives way too hard, Paul Ryan, went on Face the Dickerson to get ahead of the CBO report.
The one thing I'm certain will happen is CBO will say, well, gosh, not as many people will get coverage.
Well, gosh, not as many people will get coverage. And gee willikers, I need chemo. And cheese and crackers, I can't afford to go to the doctor. And holy Toledo, I should have identified my next of kin because fiddlesticks, I'm dead. Yeah. Doesn't sound so bad when it's folksy.
Yeah, right.
Gosh. Golly. So anyway, a lot of people could end up losing their health care. Speaking of losing it, Donald Trump. As you recall, a week ago, Donald Trump pinched out a couple early morning tweets accusing President Barack Obama of wiretapping Trump Tower before the election. Now, Trump offered no evidence and then demanded Congress go out and find some evidence. Well, today is the deadline set by Congress for Justice Department to hand over anything that might exist. So far, brace yourself. Who could have seen that coming? Well, who saw that? Who could have predicted that? Everyone, including Paul Ryan.
Have you seen anything to suggest there are wiretaps? No.
Okay, you don't even want to think about it for a second?
No.
Okay, but President Trump had 4 tweets specifically accusing...
No.
Okay, so that means you're going to cancel the investigation?
No.
Do you have any idea what you should say about this?
No.
Okay, fair enough. Now, Ryan's reaction... Ryan's reaction here isn't that surprising. Now, to believe Trump's claims, you need a shaky grasp of reality and zero regard for the truth. Sean Spicer today seems like a good guy. Seems like a good guy. If someone had to represent me, I'd go with Sean Spicer. Today, Sean Spicer attempted to downplay the president's wiretap claim.
The president used the word wiretap in quotes to mean broadly surveillance and other activities.
Sean, I think you're grasping at straws. I think you're bunny. I don't literally mean grasping at straws, of course. I mean deeply troubled. then Shawnee got a little spicy.
Bottom line is, the question that you still have not answered is, can you say affirmatively that whenever the president sends something, we can trust it to be real?
If he's not joking, of course.
Okay? If he's not joking. How hard is it to tell when the president is joking? The president means it unless he's joking, and it's easy to tell the difference. I mean, just look when he took the oath of office.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. So help me God. Bazinga!
Yeah, he always throws that on the end, right? Bazinga. And Spicer wasn't the only member of Team Trump cleaning up the tweet storm. Trump advisor and stepmom who is trying to replace your mother, Kellyanne Conway, explained yesterday that just because there's no evidence that his phone was wiretapped doesn't mean Trump is wrong.
There was an article this week that talked about how you can surveil someone through their phones, through their, certainly through their television sets, any number of different ways, and microwaves that turn into cameras.
It's true. It's true. Microwaves that turn into cameras. How do you think we filmed this show? Jim, show him camera 3 over here. Show him what we got over there. There it is. But Conway's microwave comment heated up online. So today, she explained to CNN's Chris Cuomo why her claims may have been a little off.
Chris, I'm not Inspector Gadget.
Yes. Okay, Chris. Okay. Inspector Gadget had all sorts of tools at his disposal. Gadget skates, gadget copter. Kellyanne Conway has only one move. Go alternative facts. Oh, then she kept talking.
I don't believe people are using the microwave to spy on the Trump campaign. However, I'm not in the job of having evidence.
Okay. Who has that evidence job? Because it's certainly not Paul Ryan or Tom Price, and it would be nice to know if Obama was spying on everyone through the popcorn setting on our microwaves. Oh, excuse me, my Hot Pocket's done. By the way, President Obama, I miss you. Actually, can I come in there with you? Can you please, I just want We need a bigger microwave. Now, I want to talk about Donald Trump here, but not the president. I'm talking about the one that looks like he's wet all the time, Donald Jr., okay? He was at a GOP fundraiser this weekend in Texas, and he really knew how to win over the crowd, saying, "You guys get it. You understand the freedoms, so many of which we've lost where I come from in the People's Republic of New York. I can say that and mean it because I see it." Dude, you live on the Upper East Side. The only thing you see are golden doodles wearing rain shoes. Come on. I don't know what that is. You know, a lot of people have been worried about conflicts of interest because Donald Trump Sr. owns the Trump Organization. Now, he's turned it over to his son, and Don Jr. assured the crowd that since his dad took office, quote, "I basically have zero contact with him at this point." Oh. Thank you. A little late, but thank you. poor Don Jr. You know, it reminds me of that old song. Oh, the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, the silver fork and the silver plate, the golden table and the golden bed, the golden toilet seat. Yeah, Daddy's got a golden toilet seat. When you're coming home, Dad, I can't tell you, son. It violates the emoluments clause, son. It violates the emoluments clause.